So there I used to teach even for IIT students also during that time. Outside also I used to take some classes. But however, the college timings did not permit me to go outside. So these timings, Sharma sir institute, the morning, early in the morning, 4:45, and evening also 5:30. These are the timings normally doesn't cause any inconvenience to our college. Now right now, as he said, from 1990, I have been 1999, sir. 1999. I have been working in the same institute. See, I derive pleasure out of it. So chemistry I have been teaching for class 10th. So it's a wonderful experience. We used to have such a wonderful students we used to have that I used to learn from them. Such students I have seen. In my experience, we used to have only once, if you repeat, if you lecture the class only once, that's all. They used to understand. Such students we used to have. So 2-3 years we used to have wonderful students that they went to Ramaya entrance. They used to clear the Ramaya and they joined the Ramaya. And there in Ramaya Institute also, whatever solutions they have given to the weekly test, they are the answers. Such students we have seen. So very bright students. So that was really now also the system is completely changed. There is a sea change in the method of learning, and school administration also there is a change. I don't know what kind of methods they are adopting in the schools, but students mostly they are working under tremendous pressure. The assignments are given and weekly tests will be there. Programs, different programs are also being held in the schools, and they have to cope up even with the institute also. But however, they need to check out a program. They need to make a timetable and see that they do justice for each and everything. Having joined, they have to learn. But unfortunately, most of the students are distorted in the classrooms. This is my observation. In the recent past, the same quantum of information is given, as Sharma sir said, the zeal, the enthusiasm, or the vigor with which that is not drooped. The spirits of the teachers have not come down. With the same spirit, with the same temper, all the teachers have been the lecturing in the are giving passing on the instruction. But unfortunately, there is a change in the mindset of the students. This is my observation. Online students are there, and especially when I talk about the online students, only 50 minutes time. So I can only advise the parents, please see that your child attends regularly the class. When the class is going on, you need to monitor them. Otherwise, I don't know whether they are listening seriously, because I am involved in teaching. I just pass on the information. Being online, I cannot every time sermonize them, please attend the class, please write down, show me your notes, sit properly, or write the notes. These things every time I cannot repeatedly or reiterate all these things. Once only, in the beginning only, I'll just give an instruction and they need to comply with that. Unfortunately, very few students will show that sign of interest and learn the things in a systematic way. And mostly the online students are also, they are excelling very well. My only request is, parents, please monitor them. During the examinations, you need to monitor, and while the class is going on, you have to monitor whether they are following the class or not. Every teacher, we have been asking them, any doubts are there? Any doubts are there? You please come forward. See, these are all students. They have some doubts will be there. Some they join in the class 10th. Some they have been with the 8th class, 9th class. They study 8th and 9th and 10th also in our institute. Such students normally they don't find any problem. In the recent past, some they start only from ninth class, and some they join in 10th class. So my only request is that the purpose is defeated. They are not showing any sign of interest. Focused mind or that seriousness or intensity should be there. They need to be committed, they need to be devoted to the classroom. Otherwise, if they are lost in the classroom, if they are otherwise indulged in some other activity, thinking about the school program or thinking about the assignments. Thank you, madam. So I wish you Ganatantra Dinotsava Shubhakankshalu Meeku. Tomorrow, 26th January, I wish you all parents also, I wish you happy Republic Day. So my only, I request all the teachers to come onto the dais. So I'll just introduce. Please, all the teachers of Gurudatta who are imparting instructions to the class 8th and 9th and 10th. Please come onto the dais. So my only point is request parents మీకు నేను ఒకటే ఒక రిక్వెస్ట్ ఏంటంటే హ్యాండ్ రైటింగ్ చూస్తాను నేను. Most of the students they have illegible handwriting. And while class is going on, if they are not paying attention also, if they are inattentive in the classroom also, they fail to understand, and ultimately they cannot answer the questions which are given in the assignment or in the weekly test. So it becomes a futile exercise if they don't pay attention, if they don't listen with rapt attention. Please, all of you, please come on to the dais. So we expected a large gathering. Unfortunately, every time they used to attend, and today I don't know what is the reason. Probably Saturday, tomorrow being a Republic Day, I think students might be busy. Our parents are also, they'll be taking their children to the respective schools. So I introduce chemistry. Being a chemistry, I just introduced Mr. JMR. He is a chemistry lecturer for class 9th. He has been teaching chemistry for class 9 students, and even 1 or 2 classes he will take for 8th class also. And Mr. Anjay Garu, and both are PhDs, highly qualified. The wealth of education is there, highly rich experience and talented teachers are available in the institute. Only thing is the students, they should make use of the services of the teachers, and that part is missing. So they should come forward and interact with the teachers, and if they have any doubts, see that those doubts are cleared and they can become very strong in that area. So that's my advice, and that is an observation I made. As far as physics is Gupta Garu, he is also teaching class 8. He is also experienced, highly experienced. He teaches chemistry for class 8 students. So, and we have physics, Mr. Ramakrishna Garu, he didn't turn up today. He is handling both class 10th and class 9th. And Mr. Murthy, Suryanarayana Murthy Garu is there, and he teaches physics for class 9th, and 1 or 2 classes he will go for 8th class. And we also have Mohan Rao Garu. He is also physics lecturer. He teaches for class 8th. And Mass J. Srinivas Garu, he teaches for class 9th. And Sridhar Garu, he also teaches for class 9th. And Hanmanu sir, he teaches for class 8th. So these are the staff, 1 or 2 staff members didn't turn up. As I said, Sharma sir will take class 10th mathematics, and Sharma sir's son Srinivas Garu, he will take special mathematics. Especially he makes the children to prepare for all types of competitive examinations, Srinu sir. And myself, I teach chemistry for class 10th. So these are the faculty of Gurudatta Institute. So I only request that once you admit your child, I request the sadhana is required, like they have performed here. See, unless they have ample preparation, that practice, it's not so easy to present before the audiences. It's not that easy. So, because they have tremendous practice, having practice, they could stand before you and a flawless uh, that exhibition is there. In the same way, I only say that that practice is missing. Most of the students, if they get distorted in the classroom, if they miss the information, if they are highly irregular to this classes, sometimes they skip the classes. I only advise them, those who are absent or abstain the class, I advise them, please have an interaction with the other friends will be there. Please have an interaction with them and see that the information which is passed on in the classroom, please update it. This is the interest of the students. However I sermonize, however I preach, all these things is only a lecture. So the student has to follow this and transform himself. There should be a change in his mindset. Unless the child changes himself, the boy or girl who is admitted in institute, he has to bring the transformation. The transformation should within himself, within herself. So, unless that transformation is seen, it's very difficult. Every day I repeat, I sing the same song. Please sit properly. Etiquettes are also equally important. సంస్కారం అనేది చాలా తక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. ఒక సంస్కారవంతులుగా మనం తీర్చవలసిన బాధ్యత మంది. టీచర్లకి ఉంది, పేరెంట్స్‌కి వైపు నుంచి కూడా మన ఇద్దరం కూడా కలిసి ప్రయాణం చేయాల్సినటువంటి అవసరం ఉంది. సో, స్పెషల్‌గా విద్యార్థులు ఏంటంటే అది టీచర్స్ స్కూల్‌లో చదువుతున్నారు. వాళ్ళకి ఏ ఇబ్బందులు ఉన్నాయో తెలీదు గానీ, బట్ యూ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ ఎ పెప్ టాక్ విత్ యువర్ చైల్డ్. I would only say that weekly once or weekly twice, please have an interaction with your children. And if they have any problems are there, you please attend to them and see that they are cleared. Or you bring it to the notice of the teachers. The teachers are available in the institute, evening half an hour or 20 minutes, or morning also they will be available. Anytime, even on Sundays also, they can make a phone call that so and so, I have a problem, I didn't follow. Or in the classroom itself, they can boldly stand and they can make use of the services of the teachers. But unfortunately, this quality of thinking is missing. They never use, they never come forward. See, they come forward and they use, and some of the students are coming every day, they interact. So that practice part is missing. మీ మనందరినీ రిక్వెస్ట్ చేసేది ఏంటంటే, మీరు మీ విద్యార్థుల్ని ఎంకరేజ్ చేయండి, తిట్టకండి వాళ్ళని. అనవసరంగా తిట్టద్దు. ఎవరిని అనవసరంగా తిట్టడం అనేది కుదరదు. స్కూలు తర్వాత ఇటు ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ రెండు సింక్ చేసుకోవాలి. They need to compromise and see that they make a timetable and do justice for school work and this one. స్కూల్ వర్క్ గురించి అని ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్లో ఆలోచించిన, ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ వర్క్ గురించి స్కూల్స్లో వర్క్ ఆలోచించినట్లయితే దే కెనాట్ డూ వెల్. రెండింటికి చెడ్డవాళ్ళు అయిపోతారు. ఎటు పెర్ఫార్మెన్స్ సరిగ్గా ఉండదు. ఈ పెర్ఫార్మెన్స్ అనేది సరిగ్గా ఉండాలి అంటే ఖచ్చితంగా ఏ ఏ పార్ట్కి ఆ పార్ట్ వాళ్ళు టైం అలాట్ చేసుకుని, ఆ టైం మేనేజ్మెంట్ అనేది చాలా అవసరం. మనకి ఏదైనా ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ రాలేదనుకోండి, రాలేదు అనే బాధ కనిపించట్లే అసలు. వస్తే వచ్చింది, లేకపోతే లేదులే, ఏదో సారే చూసుకుంటాడులే అనుకుంటే, ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఏ రకమైన ఇబ్బందులు ఉన్నాయి అనేది నాకు తెలీదు. అవునా కదా? I cannot read your mind. I can only say that ఆ క్లాసెస్లో I can see the faces. ఓసారి గ్లో అవుతుంది, ఓసారి లేకపోతే డల్గా కనిపిస్తుంది, లేకపోతే అర్థం అవ్వలేదు అనే విషయాన్ని నేను గుర్తుపట్టినట్లయితే చెప్పగలను. అందుకని మీరు ఏం చేయాలి అంటే, మీ పేరెంట్స్గా మీ బాధ్యత కూడా ఉంటుంది. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ యువర్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీస్ టు ఎంకరేజ్ యువర్ ఓన్ చిల్డ్రన్. And as a teacher, it's my responsibility as far as class is concerned. When I entered into the classroom, it is my duty. I have been repeatedly telling them. Day one only, I just give them instruction as and when, if required, I give them. Communication, nowadays communication is very important. And presentation of subject content is very important. So how much answer they need to write? One word answers will be there. Filling the blanks will be there. 250 words. or one sentence or two sentences. So these are all different types of questions will be asked in the school as well as in the institute. As far as institute is concerned, mostly multiple choice questions are being asked. Earlier we used to have subjective type. Now most of the examinations are multiple choice, MCQ type questions are, I mean, exams are being held. So we switched over to this MCQ type only. So every Sunday, either mathematics or physics and science, physics and chemistry part will be held. But immediately you come, and some of the parents, they come to the institute, my son is not getting, or my daughter is not able to score 30 out of 30. The score has come down. So before you ask the teacher, did you ever inquire your son or daughter whether they are seriously preparing, whether ample preparation is made for the examination, or whether they come prepared for the exam one day before or 1 hour before the examination? These things you need to probe. That investigation has to be made by the parent and the student also. Every time I repeat, but they may feel this fellow will teach the same thing every time, repeat the same thing. That should not be there. Unfortunately, earlier we used to teach in a class nearly 50 to 60 problems we used to do. Any problem you give them, some minimum 5 to 6 students, they used to finish it. Now the problem has to be given. Nowadays, what is happening? The teacher has to give, the teacher himself has to find a solution to the problem, he has to write on the board. So some students are there. I don't say that there are zero students, but there are ample number of students. They need to be sharpened. If they sharpen, they are very intelligent. Don't think that they are not intelligent. They are very sharp. They are very intelligent. Elegant students are there. Only thing is their ideas have been hijacked. So that intelligence has been hijacked, and it has been partly used for electronic gadgets, and the company in which they are moving, that is also equally important. Okay, so this is my observation. I may be little harsh, but my sweet words, your boy is very good, your son is doing very well, these things I don't say. What is the fact, I should put it. So I only say that being in class 8th or 9th and 10th, I would only say my observation, handwriting is very, very important. Methodical writing of content, subject content on paper is very important. And when any problem is given, when teacher gives, don't wait for the solution to be given. You please probe into that. Find a solution on your own. You commit mistakes, no problem. Any number of trials you make number of efforts, and see that then only you grow very strong in the subject. Otherwise, if you suddenly withdraw yourself and quit, some of them I am not getting, so I don't get. Anyhow, he'll decide himself. He'll come to a conclusion that this is a tough problem, I cannot do it. See, tough problem, it becomes tough only when you are not serious about the subject. When you didn't know, or when you don't seriously prepare the subject, the problems will become difficult. See, something, if any child is asking something, if any gray area is there, if I do not know, I say, I do not know, I have to learn this. In the same way, these students also, when they prepare seriously, then everything becomes easy. So most of the parents, the only one question they ask when they come to the institute, that my child is not getting marks, poor performance, or 30 out of 30 they are not getting. It means you have to please inquire them. You should have an interaction. You should have a pep talk at least weekly once, on Saturdays and Sundays. After the examination is over, question paper, you please take the question paper. Why they failed to answer, how many answers, how many questions have been answered, how many are left, why did they leave these particular questions. If they are very weak in those areas, they need to identify those areas, they need to strengthen. Who has to tell all these things? Every weekly test we are conducting, and casually they are writing. As usual, they come to the Sunday examination or online examination. They prepare, they write it, and just leave it. If they don't come, the key, anyhow, the key will be discussed by the teacher the following day. So, my only request is that why they fail to answer some questions. So, unless there must be some dirt, there must be some flaws. So, I would only say that serious preparation is required, and you please encourage your children to interact with the teachers. If any problem is there, any doubts are there, all the faculty members, we are here to help you. They are all highly qualified, rich experience they have, and anything we can do, even practicals also. The teachers, physics and science teachers, they help even conducting the practicals, and even mathematics also, science Olympiad, different types of competitive examinations are being conducted, and those examinations, high standards they are asking. If I don't teach very high standards, they cannot face those examinations. So normally a ninth and 10th class fellow will be given the same question paper. Those competitive, suppose you have NSE JS. NSE JS examination is such that both ninth students and class students, they have write the same paper. Like that, the intermediate paper sometimes they need to answer. So when such standards are maintained, it's my responsibility or the teacher's responsibility to raise beyond the textbook and give some additional topics or information so that they become eligible or fit for writing those examinations. So these are all being done in the institute, but the only thing is the student should be focused. The student should be attentive. They should be regular to the class. Even if they are missing the information or they are absent for the class, I would only request that please interact with your friends. Those who are present, update the notes, or any difficulty is there, if you ask directly in the classroom, the teacher will once again explain. Or separately also, after the class is over, you can ask the teacher to explain something. So these are all basic things, and content should be spick and span. Everything should be spick and span. When they write the notes, one should appreciate when they go through the notes, it should be readable. They go home and go through the notes, and if they scribble illegible handwriting, if they have haphazardly, if they write, they don't understand their own handwriting or the problem or the solution which they have given are written in the paper. So as far as 8th, ninth, and 10th, because uh, this is the tender age, and we need to be mold them in the right direction, shape them in the right direction, because after that they have class 11th and class 12th will be there. So there they go very fast. Any corporate college, if the student aim for IIT or NEET, there is no time for them to attend to your problems. There I have seen they'll go very fast. Scheduled program will be there. This month they need to complete some so and so topic, means they go. Whether you attend, whether you follow, or whether you are serious in the classroom, they don't care all these things. The lecturer will teach. Their duty is to complete that portion for that particular month, and they'll announce that this topic will be there for the examination. But most of those topics will be dealt even in class 8th and ninth and 10th also. It becomes cakewalk for most of the students if they join the intermediate. There it becomes easy to answer them, provided they are interested, if they are serious. So I would only three areas I would say, that they should be regular, punctual to the classrooms, and sincerely with rapt attention, with commitment. If they listen, it becomes easy for them. If the teacher, I cannot appreciate if they do something, I can reward them. Every time they fail, some of the students they fail to answer it. Something is blocking them. If some hindrance is there, any obstacle is there, it is the responsibility of the student to come forward and talk to the teacher and clear those blocks or clear those doubts. Please tell your students, tell your son or daughter, feel free. Let them not hesitate. Let them not feel shy. Please give them advice and see that they go to the concerned teacher and clarify those doubts. Otherwise, the purpose will be defeated. Any assignment is given, assignments are given only to evaluate themselves, to understand to what extent they understood the concept. So that assignment also very 10 problems will be there, or 12 problems will be there, as and when the topic is over, to test the understanding, to evaluate themselves whether how much acquisition of knowledge is there, how much concept they have really learned. To understand that, then assignment will be given, and that assignment also generally it will be discussed after having given some time. Sometimes a 1 week time or something will be given, and if they fail to answer it, we are there to help them. Teachers are always there to help them. I would only say, please make use of the services of the teachers. So, this is my request. Handwriting, please improve your handwriting. Presentation of content, communication skills. When I ask you something, when any student, any boy or girl is asked something, please stand. And etiquettes, classroom etiquettes are also equally important. Classroom etiquettes means sitting differently or behaving out of the way. These things, it spreads like a wildfire. If somebody does something, the other fellow also will follow it. So I would only let them not become a hero or heroine in the classroom. They should be humble. I have seen such students, 25th rank, 100th rank, very humble. Even in the 4:45 early in the morning, you look at his face. Even in the evening also, you look at his same face, same feelings. No tiresome. So that is the grit and determination required. That kind of grit, that kind of determination is required. If you are drooping yourself, if you are withdrawing, if you develop aversion towards the subject, you are the loser. The parents also, they are with great aspirations, they admit their children. If you douse their spirits, the exercise becomes futile. So my only request is that please inform your children they are in safe hands. All the teachers are richly experienced. They'll help you. Okay. And students also, some of the students are sitting here. The concept oriented teaching will be there unless we see that every student follows. I ask them, my policy is there, see that everybody follows. The instruction is given for all the 40 students. I'll inquire them whether they have followed or not, and I cannot go each and every one and pinpoint. So it is the responsibility of student to stand up and ask, sir, I didn't follow it, please kindly explain. Or after the class, that shyness, please do away with all these things. Okay, this hesitation and all these things will land you in troubles. You will be inviting problems. You fail to learn the subject in a constructive way or effectively. So this is my observation. I am sharing. There is a sea change from 1999 to now. Earlier, they used to have subjective type. 60 marks paper we used to give, and they need to write 1 mark question, 2 marks question, and difficult level, such a difficult level questions we used to give. Now the trend is completely changed. The aptitude test, the way of testing is completely changed. Now the students are at ease. Multiple choice will be there. If they don't know the answer, also they can choose something and put the answer. They can choose it. That way also they are scoring. Luckily or unluckily, so they choose some option. So sometimes it may be correct. So thereby they get marks. So what I want to say is this, my observation is the cell phones mostly online or the corona, because in due to corona we switched over to the online system. In the online system, electronic gadget is compulsory. But unfortunately, this electronic gadget, whether a cell phone or mobile phone or laptop, it has been misused to a large extent. So, constructively, effectively, it must be used. It is detrimental, or it may cause, or it may become an obstacle for constructive learning. So, I would only advise the parents how best the cell phone or the electronic gadget is put to use. that monitoring is required from your side. And mostly the students have been distracted because of these electronic devices. And nowadays, you know that chat GPT is there, artificial intelligence is there. Even if assignment is given, what is there, even if they don't answer in the classroom, just type it, they'll get some answer. Okay, and that will not help you. I've seen sometimes it gives wrong answers also. I have I have tested that how far it is giving correctly, and so many answers are elaborately it will give sometimes. Whatever it may be, any difficult level question is there, you can depend on that. But however, teachers are there, you can make use of it. Don't become addicted to this electronic device, and that will spoil every time it is. I mean, children are so addicted that without that they are not able to live. Even small kids also, to feed a baby, something, some show or some kirtana or some music should be there. It should be played on TV, or you should give cell phones. And to that extent, children are addicted. So that addiction is very, very dangerous. So you have to do away with this habit. So with these words, I once again welcome you all to the parents, and I wish you a happy Republic Day. And one more point is, please